Alright, what's up guys? Tony here from Tony's Toolbox. So, we're finishing up the spring cleanups. We're almost done with the power rakes, but our Parker, one of our Parkers, cracked today. It had a little something starting over here, and it just got worse and worse and worse, and today it was vibrating like crazy. As you can see, like usual, I forgot to record. So I already pulled the motor. Not much to it. You unhook the belt and these 4 bolts keep the engine secured to the body. And there's this stabilizer plate that sits right there, so on and so forth. So I didn't really know the extent of the body damage until I removed the plate, because I thought it was just coming a little here and then it was shaking apart a bit. Luckily, I mean, it's bad, but it's not unsalvageable, you know what I mean? Couple little tack welds to make sure, because I mean, this thing is still, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up, but this is all still, you know, jiggling. So once I set it in place, a couple quick tack welds here and there, run a nice little bead, and we should be okay. So we're gonna give that a shot. Problem is, I'd really like to run, because this part really should be very, very, very smooth, and I'd prefer to run the bead on the underside, but that's a lot of extra steps, because then you got to take the entire blade out, and it's probably the right way to do it, but I'm gonna be fucking lazy. And I'm just going to run the bead over here and clean it up with a bit with a grinder where the mounting plate actually needs to touch and where it's got to lay flat, if that makes sense. So, I mean, as you can see, I mean, yeah, this part we'll have to clean up inside, but out here should be okay. The stuff out here, you know what I mean? It won't be as big of a deal. So, let's, I should probably prep this a little bit, but let's get a welding. I'll be right back, guys. And of course, just about to bust out the grinder, and I see that the wheel is pretty much non-existent. So time for a new one. What? All right, I'll be right back. All right, so here we go. So this handlebar kept getting in the way, so I had to keep running new beads. Shut this fucking shit off. Sorry. So, whatchamacallit, I kept, like, I'd be running a bead, and then, like, my hand would hit this, and then, like, I'd be, like, coming this way, and then, like, so I had to, like, start a bunch of new beads, but the end result is insanely impressive. So, I don't really care what they look like. I'm going to clean them up a bit. And that should be that. I just got to get it to the point where I don't even know which way this fucker went on. I just got to get it to the point where this is pretty level. Try not to touch anything. Everything's still hot. But I mean, essentially. Fucker. You know, that's going to want to sit like that, but I mean, you know, we're getting a little teetering, so most of it will probably go away if I just crank down on the engine bolts, but I mean, why bother? I don't want to be doing this again later, you know what I mean? So let's just do it right the one time and be done with it. So alright, I'll be back. I'm going to clean these up, remount this, and the motor will be ready to, and it's sitting right there now, it'll be ready to be reinstalled, and just got to hook up the pulley again. It's actually one of the easiest engines to swap when they blow out. These things, I mean, these Parkers, they're like, I don't know, maybe $1,400-1,500 bucks. This one's from the 90s now. It's great. You just, like, you know what I mean, you don't have to, you just got to put a little money into them every once in a while as opposed to buying a new one, because there's nothing to them. It's this body, an engine, and the actual blades, which are under there, which I don't feel like getting on my knees to show you. But that's all. So like, the blades are fine. Well, you know, once a decade you could change them out. You only really use these things a month. The motors go every 5-6 years. You pop a new one on, and once in a while you put a belt on. And these things go and go and go and go. You know, you get a little shit like this, body cracks and stuff, but you know what I mean? They're great. You only use them a month a year, so they don't have to be insanely... They got to be dependable, but, you know, not insanely dependable. It's okay if a little shit like this goes wrong on occasion, so... Alright, yeah, I'm going to clean this up a bit, and then we'll get to the reassembly. I know I skipped the disassembly, but quite literally couldn't be easier. It's 4 bolts, so... Alright, be right back, guys. Alright, so I got the 4 bolts mounted up. I got to snug them up a bit and rehook up the belt. But essentially, it wasn't so fucking late out. Damn near 10 o'clock at night here. I'd start her up for you and let her rip. So this will go here. But first, I gotta hook this up. This is the accelerator cable. Right in this hole. And that's it. We're good to go. And I gotta snug these down. As you can see, it's still... They're just, they're hand tight. So I gotta snug them up. Because you have to feed them through the bottom, and then I had to reach around. It was kind of awkward to get the 4 nuts started all over. But as soon as those, that's all there is to it. Done and done. I meant to say done, and done, but I'm so tired and exhausted I can't even talk right now. So that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed another half-ass repair job. This one's built to last. I'm tired and I forget half the steps, and yeah, this thing's like a brick again. So, alright, thanks for tuning in, guys.